Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside Pheno Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Milford Legion baseball. Once again, this is Tim Coet on the call as we come to you live from day number 3 of the Massachusetts State Championship here. All of the Elite 8 teams in the state of Massachusetts entering into this tournament, entering into play today. Only 6 remained. And as we start play here tonight, we are already cutting down further as we get down to the late stages of this state tournament. And tonight, what a matchup we have for you here this evening. 2 local teams in action, the final 2 unbeaten teams in this Massachusetts state tournament. It is the winner's bracket final featuring Milford Post 59 and Franklin Post 75. These 2 teams have been showing off some tremendous pitching, some clutch hitting, and also outstanding defense throughout these early days of the tournament. And so both with perfect 2-0 records in tournament play coming into tonight. The winner of this game this evening guarantees themselves a spot in the state championship game. And so a lot riding on this one here tonight. And as you can see out on the field right now, it is Franklin getting loose, Milford getting ready to come to bat. So once again, for the 3rd straight day in the tournament, Milford will serve as the road team. And so with that in mind, let's get to this evening's starting lineups. We will begin with the visitors, which is Milford Post 59. It is a similar looking lineup to what we've seen through the first 2 days of the tournament. Nick Paharic leads it off at shortstop. Scott Palayuka plays left field and bats second, with Evan Cornelius in at first base today, batting third. Dante Pavone is your starting pitcher tonight, batting cleanup, with Cam Jarrett, the second baseman, batting fifth. Noah Curley bats sixth and plays right field with the number 8 hitter and third baseman, Andrew Gaughan. Beg your pardon, number 7 hitter Andrew Gaughan playing third base. The 8th hitter is Keith Lee. He is catching tonight, and in the 9th spot is the center fielder, Andrew Dennison. And for Franklin Post 75, their lineup looks like this. Leading it off in right field is Jacob Jetty. Jack Marino plays third base and bats second, with Chris Good, the center fielder, batting third. Batting cleanup and catching is Tyler Balan, with Jace Lyons, the left fielder, batting fifth. Jacob Crisiello is the designated hitter, batting 6th, with Jake Silveria, the first baseman, batting 7th. Ethan DiPaolo plays shortstop and bats 8th, and in the 9th spot, playing second base, is Luke Sidwell. On the mound to get this game started for Post 75 is James Kuzmiak. And with that, he is about to fire in his first pitch of the game to Nick Paharic, and it is a called strike 1. So this game underway, the winner's bracket finale. And that pitch is going to grab Paharic on the left elbow. Another hit batter for Milford. That is something that has happened quite frequently through this tournament so far. It's not the first time this season Paharic's been hit on that elbow. We saw it in a game we covered here on Milford TV earlier this season. And it ended up taking him out of action for a couple of games. He looks to be okay down at first base and immediately getting the pickoff check. Scott Palayuka at the plate. He swings and misses at the first pitch he sees for strike 1. Milford once again in their yellow uniform tops for the 2nd straight game. Franklin wearing the signature Franklin colors that we typically see during the high school season as well, the navy and light blue, the 75 on their caps. As Palayuka grounds this ball foul to the backstop, he is down in the count, 0-2. Scott Palayuka has had a fabulous tournament so far through the first 2 games. Scott is 4 for 6. He's walked twice, he's driven in a run. Been a great table setter in this lineup. Another check over on Paharic at first base. This is a Franklin team that through the first 2 days of the tournament has shown some great fundamentals. Very strong in the field, good throwing around the infield and outfield. But meanwhile, the starter, Kuzmiak, is having some trouble with control here for these first 2 batters. Hitting Paharic on the elbow and now getting Palayuka on the foot. So 2 runners on, runners at first and second base with nobody out in the inning, and now here comes Evan Cornelius. pitch from Kuzmiak is outside for ball one. Evan has also been red hot at the plate in this tournament. He is 4 for 9 through the first 2 games. He's driven in 2 runs. He's scored 2. He has also been hit by a pitch. Milford was hit 5 times by Rockland pitching back on Sunday. Of course, all of these teams enjoyed an unexpected day off yesterday with the inclement weather throughout the area. It was a little bit unpredictable, the weather yesterday, and so the tournament decided to play it safe, hold back play for a day. And for the teams that make it to the championship day, that will have major repercussions in terms of pitchers who are out of commission due to pitch count. In particular for Milford, should they get to that championship day, Mario Lee will be back in play as the 3-0 pitch just does grab a piece of the outside corner to Cornelius, so he will stay in there. He took a step towards first. Three and 1 the count. Runners at first and second base for Milford. And this ball is sent off the end of the bat foul and out of play. Full count now. And now a line drive sent towards second base on the ground. The flip to second out there, relay on to first, and that's in time. Sinking liner out to second base. Luke Sidwell getting it started. A good turn by the shortstop, Ethan DiPaolo, and Franklin able to turn a critical 4-6-3 double play. And so that changes things here in the first inning. Cornelius and Palayuka retired. So now 2 outs in the inning. The lone base runner is at third. And so that leaves the inning up to Dante Pavone. He's been in at first base through the first 2 days of the tournament. Now will take to the mound in the bottom half of this inning. Kuzmiak trying to get out of this inning after hitting the first 2 batters. Was able to induce a key ground ball for the double play, and now ahead in the count against Pavone, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now that pitch misses high. Milford has had runners in the first inning of each of their first 3 tournament games. They have not been able to break through in the first, however. Can Pavone change that here for Milford? Here comes a 2-2 pitch, and it's on the outside corner for strike 3. So Milford with an opportunity here in the inning. They cannot score. And so after half an inning of play, scoreless, Franklin will take their first swings of the game when we come back next. Stay tuned to this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. Dante Pavone out on the hill, about to get the bottom half of the first inning started. Facing the top 3 batters in the Franklin order, Jacob Jetty, Jack Marino, and Chris Good. This ball carved towards the left side of the infield, just out of the reach of Andrew Gaughan. It might have ticked off the very end of his glove. And so Jetty is aboard with a leadoff base hit. Not much has gotten past Andrew Gaughan through the first 2 days of this tournament. He has been incredible with his defense. That line drive kept curling away. Just couldn't make the grab, so the leadoff runner on now for post 75. We'll take a look at Dante Pavone's pitching stats through the season so far in just a moment. Jack Marino settling in on the right side. He jumps ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. This is not to be confused with our Milford TV crew member, Jack Marino. Here's the 2-0, and that's upstairs for ball 4. Milford pitching through the first 2 games of this tournament. It's hard to get much more dominant than what Milford has featured through the first 2 games. 2 games, 2 complete game shutouts. As that pitch grabs the inside part of the plate for strike one. Mario Lee in game one picking up the victory. Evan Cornelius picking up the win against Rockland in game two. As this ball is fouled away, that will fill the count. And no matter how you look at it, 14 innings pitched, no runs allowed, a total of just 5 hits, 1 walk, and 18 strikeouts through 2 tournament games. This pitching for Milford has been outstanding. Dante Pavone looking to continue that trend here tonight. Here's his payoff pitch. It's high for ball 4. And so just as Milford had their first 2 men on in the top half of this inning, it is now Franklin with 2 on and nobody out. Pavone on the mound in the regular season only pitched 12 innings, made 3 appearances, all of them starts. Picked up victories in all 3 of those appearances. A 3-0 record, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, just 1 of them earned through those 12 innings. A .58 ERA coming into play today. Opposing batters hitting just .093 against Pavone. Again, relatively light work during the season leading up to this tournament, just 12 innings pitched. Good movement on that pitch against the number 3 hitter for Franklin, Chris Good. Jumps ahead in the count 0-2. This would be a good time for Pavone to pick up his first strikeout with runners aboard at first and second base. Jetty at second, Marino at first. And here is the 0-2, high. 1-2 pitch, and this one sent out to shallow center field. Diving catch is made out there by Dennis, and he fires back in on the infield. The throw takes a hop past second base, but backed up right on the pitcher's mound by Pavone. Excellent catch made on a sinking line drive out in center field by Denizen. Sliding in, just kept that ball off the turf. A dangerous play. If that had taken a hop past Denizen, we very likely would have seen 2 runs cross the plate. That is how the first out of this bottom of the first inning comes. And now Tyler Balan, the catcher, up on the right side. 1 down, still runners at first and second base. And he goes around on the swing, says the home plate umpire, to start off in an 0-1 count. Franklin has played 2 games with vastly different complexions through the early days of this tournament. As this ball is hit on the ground towards shortstop, the flip to second out there, relay from Jarrett in plenty of time, and Milford turns the 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Both teams get 2 runners on with no out in the first. Both teams turn critical double plays, and the first inning ends with no runs allowed. Zeros on the scoreboard here early. Back with more live tournament action next here on Milford TV. Cam Jarrett, a part of that critical inning-ending double play just a moment ago, now leads off the top half of the second inning in this scoreless game so far in the winner's bracket finale. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. James Kuzmiak back out on the hill. That pitch in for strike 2. And that pitch left outside, a good take for Jarrett. Cam has been productive in this tournament so far, as he will take that pitch off the shoulder, and already that is the 3rd hit batter in 2 innings for Milford. 2nd straight inning that Kuzmiak has hit the leadoff batter. And so that will bring up Noah Curley. While we have a moment, we were talking about Franklin's trip through the tournament so far. We'll get to the final scores for their games in just a moment. First, a pitch into Noah Curley. It misses for ball 1. On day one of the tournament, Franklin led off tournament play the very first game on Saturday morning against Milford's Zone 4 rival, Leominster Post 151. It was a nail-biter throughout the regulation 7 innings, tied at 1. It went into an 8th inning where Franklin was able to push across a couple of runs in the top half of the inning as this ball is sent on the ground. A bobble at second base by Sidwell, and he will fire on to first for his only play to get Curley on the 4-3 ground out. Jarrett safely down to second base with now 1 down. So Franklin was able to emerge from that matchup against Leominster on day 1 in 8 innings with a 3-1 victory. On day 2 of the tournament, Franklin played the 3rd game on the docket against Beverly Post 331, a game that was somewhat close until the 5th inning. Then Franklin exploded, ended up taking a 13-2 lead, and they would mercy Beverly in 5 innings by that 13-2 final score. Now another ground ball, this time hit to shortstop off the bat of Andrew Gaughan. The flip from DePaulo to first gets there in time. Jarrett continues his trip around the bases. He is now at third base, but with 2 outs, and it'll take a hit from Keith Lee for Milford to make something of this second inning opportunity. Jarrett reaching on the hit by pitch to lead off the inning, now at third base with 2 down. Lee takes the first pitch for strike 1. Second inning that Milford has had a runner on third base with 2 outs. They could not drive that run in the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Lee sticks the bat out and sends this ball just out of the reach of Sidwell at second base, and in from third base comes Jarrett to score. And Milford does get that runner in from third base. They take a 1-0 lead. That ball just inches out of the reach of Sidwell at second base. He was racing with his back to the plate. That ball glanced off the fingertips of his glove and then dropped out into shallow right center. That'll go as a hit for Lee and an RBI as Milford takes a 1-0 lead. And so now Andrew Dennison at the plate. He took a first pitch strike. And down in the count now, 0-2. Andrew looking to get the bat going a little bit more in this state tournament. He's 1 for 7 so far. Does have a stolen base. And a off-balance swing there as he was well out in front. Strikes out on 3 pitches. That will end the inning, but a 2-out RBI for Keith Lee gives Milford the first lead in this game. It is 1-0 in favor of Post 59 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball in the 2022 Legion Baseball State Tournament right here on Milford TV. A line drive off the bat of Keith Lee just out of the reach of the Franklin second baseman has given Milford a 1-0 lead. Meanwhile, Jace Lyons for Franklin swinging at the first pitch of the bottom half of this second inning, and he lines it out to center field for a base hit. So Jace Lyons quickly aboard at first, the second hit of the game for Franklin. Dante Pavone now dealing with the DH, Jacob Crisiello. The Franklin High School varsity baseball team this season advanced all the way to the Division I state championship game. After a terrific regular season once again, they faced off against fellow Kelly Rex team Taunton in that state final and lost a heartbreaking 2-1 game, but quite a run through that Division I state bracket. And all but one player on this Franklin Legion roster comes from that high school team, with one King Philip player mixed in as well. So this is a team that is used to making deep tournament runs, as this pitch comes inside and just misses Crisiello. 3 balls and 1 strike on the DH. And now this ball hit back up the middle, past the bare hand of Pavone, past the dive of Paharic, and out into center field. We've seen a lot of pitchers in this tournament so far stick that bare hand out to try to make a play. So dangerous. And so that is back-to-back singles now for Post 75. And Dante Pavone living dangerously through these early innings. It's the second straight inning. Franklin has put 2 on with nobody out. Now the number 7 hitter in the lineup, Jake Silveria, at the plate. And he takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch, poked foul out of play off to the right. This is already more traffic on the bases through the first 2 innings tonight than we saw at any point in Milford's game on Sunday with Evan Cornelius on the mound. Just 1 hit and 1 walk allowed by Cornelius. 1-1 pitch. That misses 2-1, a close one. And now a half swing back out to the mound, bobbled by Pavone, and he'll have 1 play at first base. The cap flying off Pavone's head. Bobbled that ball just briefly. That took any potential double play off the table. A lot of options there for Pavone with the runner headed towards third base, but ultimately just 1 out at first, so Silveria's retired 1-3. Each of the base runners advanced, so Lyons now stands at third base, Crisiello at second, 1 out in the inning. And some pressure pitches coming up here for Pavone as Franklin has the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first. Timeout granted here. Ethan DiPaolo digging in, the Franklin shortstop. And he bounces this ball over towards shortstop. And it'll be Beharick who sends it over to first base in time to get the out, but in the back door from third base comes Lyons. He will score, and that will tie things up here at 1. Andrew Gahn ranged in from third base to try to make a play there. The ball went under his glove, but good concentration for Beharick. He was able to make the play and get the throw over to first base in time. So 2 outs in the inning. DiPaolo will get an RBI on that 6-3 ground out. Lyons scores. Crisiello now the lone base runner at third, and the number 9 hitter Luke Sidwell at the plate. So Milford went 15 1/3 innings in this state tournament before surrendering their first run. Here comes a 2-0 pitch now to Sidwell, and that is in for a strike. And again, that hat coming off the head of Pavone. Next pitch, and that is on the inside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. The next pitch for Pavone will be his 30th. And hoping that is the pitch to get out of this inning with the go-ahead run stranded at third. Here it comes, and instead it's sent foul off into the trees out of play. It has been much more comfortable conditions here at the ballpark today than what fans and players experienced in the first 2 days of the tournament. The heat wave finally breaking. The temperature is at the ballpark here for this game tonight at 75 degrees. Here's another 2-2 pitch. Keith Lee trying to frame it, but does not get the call, and the count runs full. Should Sidwell reach, it would turn the lineup over. Now the payoff pitch, and it's sent foul. Milford has not had to use any bullpen arms through the first day of the tournament, so they have plenty of pitching available for the remainder of this run. Here's another 3-2 and another foul ball, and right now Sidwell putting on a tough at bat out of the number 9 spot. But a roster that is jam-packed with high caliber talent like Franklin. Each spot in this lineup has the potential to hurt you. Another 3-2 pitch upcoming, the runner leading away off of third base. And it's a breaking ball that misses high for ball 4. So that is the second walk allowed in this game by Pavone. And it will extend this bottom of the second inning. Runners at first and third with Jacob Jetty now getting his second at bat. He singled off of Pavone in the first. 6th batter to come to the plate in the second inning. And Jetty starts off looking at ball 1. Weren't quite sure what to expect in terms of the starter for this game tonight for Milford, with a lot of options at Coach DeVito's disposal. As this ball ticks off the glove of Keith Lee, here comes the runner from third base. He's going to score. No chance for Lee to make a throw in towards the plate, and that's going to allow Post 75 to take a 2-1 lead. That pitch was up and away. Lee couldn't snag it, and so a wild pitch now allows Franklin to quickly take the lead in this game. So Milford taking a 1-0 lead in the top half of this inning, but Franklin coming right back, and all kinds of energy now coming out of the Franklin dugout as Jetty sends that pitch foul and out of play. Milford has played almost entirely mistake-free baseball through the first 2 days of this tournament, but a key wild pitch there with a runner at third base gives Franklin the lead. Two and two now the count on Jetty. Lone runner at second base. Here is the pitch, and it's hit hard towards shortstop underneath the dive of Paharic out into left, and no problem for Sidwell to come around from second base to score. An RBI single for Jacob Jetty, and Franklin on a roll now in the second inning. They take a 3-1 lead, and this is going to prompt a visit to the pitcher's mound from Milford head coach Steve DeVito. Keith Lee also joining in on the conversation. Pavone has not been able to settle in. He benefited from a terrific 6-4-3 inning-ending double play last inning after allowing the first 2 runners to reach. So far in this inning, he's allowed 3 hits and a walk. And Franklin with 3 runs so far. Jetty the lone runner at first base. And 39 pitches now through an inning and 2/3 for Pavone. Jack Marino now will get an at-bat in the inning. He walked his first time up. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. And that pitch is going to hit Marino. Pavone right now struggling to try to find the pitch to get himself out of this second inning. Now about to face his 8th batter of the frame. Chris Good at the plate. He sent a line drive out to center field his first time up that was caught on a nice diving play for Denizen. Takes the first pitch low for a ball. Two and 0 the count. A 3-run inning so far for Post 75, and now a 3-ball no-strike count on Good. The catcher Tyler Balan waiting on deck. And that pitch nowhere close, inside for ball 4. We do not have a line of sight to the Milford bullpen from our position here on the field during the state tournament. But I would imagine that the way this inning is trending, that if action is not up already, that we'll start to see some bodies heading out to the bullpen in short order. The bases are loaded now for Franklin with 2 outs in the inning, and the 9th batter in the Franklin order to come to the plate in this inning is Tyler Balan. He takes the first pitch strike. And that pitch is going to hit Balan on the knee. He heads down to first base. That forces Jetty in from third, and it's going to give Franklin a 4-1 lead. And confidence just oozing out on the Franklin side right now. An RBI on the bases loaded hit by pitch for Balan, and now Jace Lyons, who started this inning, sends a ball to the outfield for a base hit, and 2 runs are going to cross the plate here for Post 75. A ground ball base hit through the right side of the infield, and that is going to make it a 6-1 Franklin lead. Marino and Good both cross the plate for Franklin. Balan down to second base, and Jace Lyons with his second hit of the inning. This one drives in 2. And Milford not used to being in this position in this tournament and really throughout the season, as Coach DeVito now comes back out of the dugout, and that's going to be it for Dante Pavone, as he is unfortunately not able to get out of this second inning. And it looks like we might have some positional swaps here. No doubt Coach DeVito will want to keep Pavone's bat in the lineup. Dante still getting the support here of the Milford crowd. And so a pitching change here at Pheno Field. A rough inning so far here in the second, as Franklin has scored 6 times to take a 6-1 lead. We'll pause for the pitching change. Back with more here in just a moment on Milford TV. The new pitcher on for Milford Post 59 is Sean Ryan. He replaces Dante Pavone, who had a rough outing, lasting just an inning and 2/3, allowing 6 runs on 5 hits. He walked 3, did not strike out a batter. He hit 2, and is responsible for the runners at first and second base. Ryan deals in a called strike 1 to Jacob Crisiello, the Franklin DH, who singled and scored a run earlier in this inning. He is the 11th batter to come to the plate in the bottom of the second. Franklin has done all of their damage in this inning, scoring 6 times. An off-balance swing brings the count to 0-2. I think there were a lot of fans out there that might have expected Sean Ryan to get the start in this game. Instead, coming out of the bullpen, with Milford now down by 5. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's on the outside corner for strike 3. So Sean Ryan comes out of the pen, throws 3 pitches, and brings an end to what was a massive rally for Post 75. Franklin again scores 6 times, and they take a 6-1 lead in this day 3 of the Massachusetts Legion Baseball State Tournament. Back with more here in a moment on Milford TV. For the first time in this state tournament, Milford comes to the plate trailing in a game. It is now a 6-1 lead for Franklin Post 75. They erased a 1-0 Milford lead. Six runs on 4 hits in that rally. Sean Ryan needing just one pitch to get out of that inning. Now this ball sent out to right field, down for a base hit. As Milford tries to hit the reset button now with their top 3 hitters at the plate, and Nick Paharic starting it off with a base hit. He's on now for the 2nd time. Scott Palayuka now at the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. The real interesting situation moving forward for Milford's lineup will be their cleanup spot, as this ball is hit to first base. And with the glove popping off the hand of the first baseman, Silveria, he takes it to the bag to get the out there. Paharic will move safely down to second base. As Palayuka is retired 3 unassisted. Dante Pavone occupying the cleanup spot in the starting lineup, but now out of this game, although Pavone does have a bat out on deck, so I'm not sure if perhaps there was a swap of position somewhere that snuck past us during the pitching change in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. So we'll see how things continue to progress in the batting order. But meanwhile, it is Cornelius at the plate now, and he finds himself down in an 0-2 hole. Evan bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the 1st inning. Now the 0-2 pitch from Kuzmiak, and it is tapped foul. Cornelius just getting a piece of that one to stay alive. And that pitch at the knees for a called strike 3. And Cornelius is 0 for 2 so far on the day. 3 strikeouts now for Kuzmiak, and 2 of them have been called strike 3. So he has been deceptive to these Milford hitters so far, and now with 2 outs in the inning, and Paharic aboard at second base, it is Pavone at the plate. Ball and 1 strike the count. So essentially it seems like Coach DeVito pulled off a double switch when he brought Sean Ryan into the game. So the pitcher spot will now be further down the batting order as Pavone sends a ground ball base hit out into center field. Coach DeVito puts up a late stop sign at 3rd to halt Paharic in his tracks. So Pavone stays productive at the plate, grabs Milford's 2nd hit, and it puts runners at the corners now ahead of Cam Jarrett. So with Noah Curley out on deck, it seems as though the swap must have been with Andrew Denizen. So we'll take a look at the outfield alignment in this next half inning. But it seems as though Denizen is out, Pavone has remained in the game. And so the only question that remains is, will we see Sean Ryan take an at-bat in this game? If so, it will be his first Legion at-bat of this 2022 season. Here's a 1-0 pitch, meanwhile, to Jarrett, and it's outside for ball 2. Cam was hit by a pitch to lead off last inning. He then came around to score on the RBI base hit for Keith Lee, which at the time gave Milford a 1-0 lead. That lead did not last long. Now a 2-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. Nice job by Beland to frame that pitch. Check over at first base, sends Pavone diving back to the bag. Two balls, one strike, 2 outs, 2 aboard. Kuzmiak's next pitch is a bouncer hit towards second base, fielded cleanly by Sidwell. He flips it to the shortstop covering the second base bag for the out that ends the inning. So Milford strands 2 base runners. And we're done with 2.5 innings now in this winner's bracket finale. And it is Franklin in control, up 6-1 on top of Milford here on coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV. Sean Ryan returns to the hill for the bottom half of inning number 3. He needed just 3 pitches to extinguish the Franklin rally in the second, but that was after 6 runs had crossed the plate. Firing nothing but strikes so far as he jumps ahead of Jake Silveria, 0-2. And now an off-balance swing and a miss for strike 3. Sean Ryan, coming into today, had thrown 37 innings on the season, making 7 appearances on the pitcher's mound. 6 of those had been starts. A perfect 4-0 record. And in 37 innings, Sean had allowed just 22 hits, 13 runs, 7 earned, 9 walks to 37 strikeouts, a 1.32 ERA, and opposing batters hitting just 158 against Ryan. And a candidate that we most certainly would have thought we'd seen in a starting role, if not today, perhaps tomorrow or on a day 5 should Milford advance that far. So it was surprising to not see Sean to start this game, and even more surprising to see him now here out of the bullpen. So we'll see how long Coach DeVito goes with Ryan here. Right now only at 9 pitches. He's ahead of Ethan DiPaolo, 1-2. Here's the next pitch, and it's lined out to right field. That's down for a hit. So the number 8 hitter aboard with a 1-out base hit. We've seen teams in this tournament so far managing pitch counts to try to keep pitchers available. So if Coach DeVito does keep Sean under 30 pitches in this game, he would be able to come back without needing a day of rest. Sean, by far and away the longest tenured member of Post 59. I do believe this is his 5th year as part of this program, one of the rare players to make it 5 years with the team. Starting as the youngest player on the roster and now the oldest veteran. Here's a 1-1 pitch showing bunt. Here is Sidwell. He sends it out in front of the mound. Good play for Ryan and a good throw to first base to get it there in time. DiPaolo does move into scoring position now with 2 outs. Sidwell will be credited with the sacrifice bunt. And that will send us back to the top spot in the order. Franklin has been bunting with great efficiency in this tournament. We've seen them put on the squeeze play a number of times to success, in particular against Beverly back on Sunday. Jacob Jetty at the plate, fouling off the first pitch for strike 1. Jetty has been excellent tonight so far, 2 for 2, a pair of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. A 1 pitch, that's in for strike 2. Ryan looking to strand that runner in scoring position at second base. Here comes his 0-2 pitch. Too far outside, Jetty doesn't chase. Jetty's been effective at the plate. He's been effective on the pitcher's mound through this tournament run for Franklin as well. As he sends a chopper here towards first, fielded by Cornelius. And it looks like they'll say that was a foul ball. And Coach DeVito out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. And the conversation breaks up, but with no agreement. Not sure if perhaps they were saying that the ball hit Jetty's bat twice. They're saying that it hit him off the foot in the batter's box to make it a dead ball. But regardless, Jetty will get another chance here with the 1-ball, 2-strike count. Coach DeVito not agreeing with the call. A lead away from second base for DePaulo. Here's the 1-2, and that is low. 18 pitches now for Sean Ryan. Now the 2-2, that is high, and Jetty was a little bit off on his internal count, thinking that was ball 4. It was ball 3, so gets the bat back and digs back in. It is now a 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. The payoff pitch, and it is waved at and missed for strike 3. So no walk for Jetty. Instead, he carries with him the 3rd strikeout for Sean Ryan. So he finishes this 3rd inning at an even 20 pitches. Does not allow any runs, so the scoreboard stays unchanged. Franklin 6 and Milford 1. On to the 4th inning next here on Milford TV. Noah Curley leading off the top half of the 4th inning for Post 59. Milford trails Franklin 6-1. James Kuzmiak back out on the hill. And he falls behind Curley 2-0. 2-0 pitch. And that misses for ball 3. Curley grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Kuzmiak working quickly here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's a ground ball hit towards shortstop. DePaulo has it. Throw to first base is in time for the out. Close play at first base. The fans not happy. No argument out of the Milford dugout. The closest look at that play, a bang-bang play at the first base bag, but Curley is out. So Curley now 0 for 2. Andrew gone at the plate, and he takes a first pitch strike. Quickly now gone down in the count, 0-2. Andrew grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Milford has just 2 hits in the game so far as Gone goes down on strikes, and Kuzmiak is dealing here.
Now batting number 20, the catcher, Keith Lee.
3 hits in the game overall for Post 59. Their first 2 batters have been retired here in the 4th, and now a first pitch strike poured in to Keith Lee. He has one of the Milford hits. That hit supplied the only run for Post 59 so far tonight. Now Lee sends a bounding ball over to the left side. Marino has it at third. Low throw at first, but nicely picked by Silveria for the out that ends a very quick 1-2-3 top half of the fourth inning. And Franklin right now in cruise control on top of Milford 6-1 on to the bottom of the fourth when we return next on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV.
Franklin in the top of the fourth inning, number 6.
A beautiful sunset here in Milford as the last bits of light fade away off in the distance. Not quite so beautiful on the field if you are a fan of Milford Post 59 as they trail in this game by a score of 6-1. Franklin scoring all 6 of those runs in a massive second inning rally. Sean Ryan now back out for another inning of relief, facing the number 2 hitter in the Franklin order, Jack Marino, who laces a pitch foul to the backstop. Marino today has walked and has been hit by a pitch. He's also scored a run. A quick conversation between the home plate umpire and Ryan, perhaps putting a new baseball in play. Sean is now at 22 pitches. So 8 more pitches, and he will require at least 1 day of rest before pitching again in this tournament. And they'll check down to the first base umpire, who says that Marino did go around on the swing. So the count goes to 1-2. And that pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Ryan. And so far since coming into the game, he has allowed just 1 hit, 1 base runner with those 4 strikeouts. So he has stabilized things on the mound. Now 1 out deep in this bottom of the fourth inning. Chris Good now at the dish. He swings at the first pitch, sends a ground ball to shortstop. Nice hop for Paharic, and he fires it onto first base for the out. A 1-pitch out. Good retired, and now Tyler Belan will come to, Tyler Belan will come to the plate.
The catcher, Tyler Belan.
Tyler tonight has bounced into a 6-4-3 double play and then was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Ryan drops in a called strike 1. And now another ground ball over to shortstop, and this is going to kick off the heel of the glove of Paharic. He charged in on that ball. It took a little bit of a tricky hop there at the end, but still very playable for the shortstop. A chance for Milford to have their first 1-2-3 inning of the night, but an error on Paharic will keep things going. That is Milford's first error in this tournament. And more pitches now for Ryan. He is at 27. And Jace Lyons now a chance to bat. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Lyons supplied the biggest hit of that second inning rally, a 2-run single that established the 6-1 lead. He is 2 for 2 in the game, also has a run scored. Takes that pitch on the outside edge for a strike. And so this next pitch will mean a day of rest will be needed for Sean Ryan. And a pop-up in foul ground towards the first base dugout, and that ball goes out of play. One ball and 2 strikes now on Lyons. So Ryan, now having thrown 30 pitches, will need that 1 day of rest. If he stays under 45 pitches, it will remain just a single day of rest, which would qualify him to come back potentially for the championship day should Milford advance that far. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's sent in the air out to right center field. Over goes Noah Curley, now playing center field. Curley makes the catch for the out that ends the inning. And so the error proves to be harmless for everything except for Sean Ryan's pitch count. And that finishes off 4 full innings here from Pheno Field. And the score remains Franklin 6 and Milford 1 here on coverage of Milford Legion Baseball in the Massachusetts State Tournament here on Milford TV. Always butterflies when you make your first at bat of a season. Perhaps those butterflies a little bit bigger when you're making your first at bat of the season in the Legion State Tournament. That is what Sean Ryan is experiencing here. Exclusively working as a pitcher throughout the regular season and the zone playoffs, but with no DH in play for this game today, Sean will take an at bat here. And he jumps, I beg your pardon, the count will even at a ball and a strike. So Sean now occupying the number 9 spot in the batting order, previously occupied by Andrew Denizen. Denizen had been 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 2-1 pitch, and that's in for a strike. And now the 2-2, check swing, but he went around, and Ryan will head back to the dugout, the latest strikeout victim for James Kuzmiak. He now has 4 Ks. Ryan, not a stranger to hitting. We've seen him in previous seasons play a lot in the field and in the lineup. We've seen him a lot at third base in previous seasons, but this year serving only as a pitcher. And meanwhile here it is Nick Paharic shooting the gap out in left center field. First pitch swinging, and Paharic will cruise into second base with a 1-out double. And Paharic's last 2 at-bats, he has made some very loud contact, had a single in his last at-bat, now a double. And so after a 1-2-3 4th inning, Milford finally gets a base runner here against Kuzmiak. And now here is Palayuka, hitless so far tonight. Milford looking to get this crowd back engaged, looking to get the dugout engaged. Try to climb back into this game, getting towards the later innings. As that pitch misses down low, now 2-0. We've seen Kuzmiak on at times in this game, and we've seen a few spots where the command has faltered. He has hit 3 batters. Deals in a called strike here to bring the count to 2-1. 63 pitches now in the outing for Kuzmiak, as Palayuka now sends a ground ball to the left side. Diving play for Jack Marino, and he sends it to first base in time to get the out, denying Palayuka the hit on a nice diving play there at third base for Jack Marino. The out goes 5-3. And this is a situation that has played out over and over again for Milford in this game. Getting a runner to third base with 2 outs. They've only been able to cash in on this opportunity once tonight. One of their most reliable bats at the plate right now in Evan Cornelius, but he has been held in check so far, grounding into a double play and striking out through his first 2 at-bats. And now a waving swing and a miss, and Evan is quickly down 0-2. Kuzmiak ready now with the 0-2 pitch. And it's slapped on the ground. That's through the left side for a base hit. And Evan Cornelius comes through with the 2-out base hit to get Milford back on the scoreboard. And it is now a 6-2 game. Cornelius with the RBI. That is his 3rd RBI in this state tournament. And now Dante Pavone, first pitch swinging, sends a one-hopper over to third base, and another terrific throw from Jack Marino. And that will end things here in the top half of the 5th. Milford does grab 1 run back. And so it cuts it to a 4-run deficit. It's 6-2 Franklin here on coverage of the winners bracket final here in the 2022 Massachusetts Legion State Tournament, live on Milford TV. Franklin with 6 runs on 6 hits with no errors. Milford now 2 runs on 5 hits with 1 error. Sean Ryan back out onto the mound. He has been solid in relief so far, 2 1/3 innings of scoreless relief. Now dealing with batters 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Jacob Crisalillo leading it off for post 75. Ryan backing off the pitching rubber and then calls Keith Lee out to meet him. It is a 1-1 count. And again, 33 pitches is the current count for Sean Ryan. It did appear that Milford just had some more arms heading down to the bullpen. Looked like one of them was Sean McGee. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that is swung on and foul tipped into Lee's mitt. Count goes to 1-2. Crisalillo so far today, a single in the 2nd inning, scored on a wild pitch. And then struck out looking to eventually end that lengthy 2nd inning. Here sends a ground ball foul down the first base line. It was mishandled by the first base coach for Franklin. Franklin dugout letting him know that he missed that play. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Ryan picking right up where he left off throughout the regular season in the zone playoffs. I believe the last time Sean Ryan pitched was in that epic 10-inning Zone 4 playoff game between Milford and Shrewsbury, where Milford eventually earned a narrow 2-1 victory. Ryan pitched 8 of those 10 innings, only allowing the 1 run to that vaunted Shrewsbury lineup. Now a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Jake Silveria. Now a foul tip in and out of Lee's mitt, and the count at 1-2. And this pitching for Ryan has really started to re-energize this crowd. Ryan getting ready to throw pitch number 40. And that one ticks out of Lee's mitt. Very close to being strike 3. The count goes to 2-2. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and it is carved foul off to the right and out of play, off towards the Fino Field concession area. And just in time for some of the youth players to pick up that loose ball. It's a great shot out there of the concession stand area, courtesy of Scott Crisafulli, once again manning our outfield camera tonight. Another 2-2, and another close pitch that misses off the outside edge. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Silveria. Shortstop Ethan DiPaolo waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's low for ball 4. Coach DeVito on his feet and now heading out towards the mound. The pitch count at 43 for Ryan. So I would not be surprised to see a pitching change here, and it looks like Sean McGee is ready to make his way out onto the field. And so right now a conversation. And now some pats on the shoulder for Ryan. They will indeed take the baseball from him here, and this is certainly not in any way related to the performance that we've seen from Sean Ryan tonight. It has everything to do with Sean Ryan's pitch count, which stands at 43. So keeping him under that 45 pitch threshold that will allow him to come back after a single day of rest. And that's just the kind of math that a lot of these coaches have to do in this state tournament with the pitching regulations what they are. And so we will see Sean McGee on to pitch here with 1 out in this bottom of the 5th inning. And now a runner at first base. So we will pause for the pitching change. We'll have more live action for you next here on Milford TV. So it is actually Nick Paharic who takes over on the pitcher's mound here. And now first pitch swinging. DePaulo sends one out into left field. And the catch is made by Palayuka. So Paharic enters, 1 pitch, and DePaulo is retired on the lineout. So Sean McGee did indeed come into the game, but he takes over at second base with Cam Jarrett moving from second base to shortstop. And now a first pitch strike into the number 9 hitter, Luke Sidwell. Paharic working quickly here, and now gets a ground ball hit foul down the first base line. Coaching staff working on the outfield alignment here on the 0-2 pitch, and this ball is sent foul. Nick Paharic on the pitcher's mound this season has thrown 11 1/3 innings. He has made 6 appearances on the pitcher's mound. All but 1 of those have been in relief. He's faced 51 batters and has a 3.70 ERA. Now a little liner behind the second base bag, and a tumbling catch is made there by Cam Jarrett. His first opportunity at shortstop. He makes a good play, and the inning is over. So Paharic comes in and very quickly shuts down the Franklin Bats on just 4 pitches, and that finishes up 5 full innings of play now from Pheno Field. And it is still Franklin 6 and Milford 2 here in the Massachusetts Legion Baseball State Tournament on Milford TV. James Kuzmiak out for the top half of the 6th inning so far tonight. Kuzmiak has pitched 5 effective innings. He has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. He has not walked a batter. He has hit 3 batters and has also struck out 4. And he has had a knack for pitching out of trouble. It has seemed that Kuzmiak has been able to elevate his play when Milford has started to get something going. Pitching now to Cam Jarrett to start the top of the 6th inning. Milford running out of outs. Jarrett now ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Jarrett hitless so far tonight. He has been hit by a pitch and was able to score a run, and then bounced into an inning-ending force play back in the 3rd. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Jarrett taking all the way. He takes a borderline strike on the outside part of the plate. Kuzmiak has worked quickly with the bases empty in this game. Here, Jarrett buying himself a little more time, backing out of the box. Now settles back in, ready for the 3-1 pitch. Offers at it and sends it down the 3rd base line. That's a fair ball behind the bag. Here's the throw from Jack Marino, and it is not in time. Another close play. Marino's really been able to sling it there from 3rd base. And that time just a hair late as Jarrett's able to beat it out for the leadoff infield single.
Now batting number 15, Noah Curley.
No beef from the Franklin dugout. So Jarrett is aboard. That is hit number 6 in the game for Milford, so the hit column is even. Noah Curley now at the plate. He takes the first pitch low for a ball. Noah 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs so far tonight. Takes a swing here, sends a ground ball back up the middle. That's out of the reach of DePaulo at shortstop. A ground ball base hit for Curley. Back-to-back hits for post 59. And Milford with 2 aboard and nobody out. Trying to spark a rally. Milford would need another base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. In the meantime, Andrew gone at the dish. Andrew looking for his first hit tonight. He swings at the first pitch and lines it out to left field for a base hit. Everyone will move up a base. Jarrett getting the stop sign from Coach DeVito at third as the throw came in a little bit awkwardly on the infield. It was backed up down the third base line. 3 straight hits to start this inning. Milford has them loaded, and they will indeed bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Keith Lee. And for the first time tonight, we will see a mound visit on the Franklin side. Keith Lee will take the opportunity to talk things over with Coach DeVito. This Franklin Legion program underwent a coaching change last season after their longtime head coach Joe Mackey stepped down after 12 years of running this Legion program. He had been the head coach of this team since its inception back in 2009, led the program to a lot of success, but decided to step down, left the program in the hands of Tyler Pascarosa. And Coach Pascarosa has done an outstanding job keeping this Legion program at a high level, winning a Chairman's Cup title last season. And now into the Elite 8 state tournament. That coaching conference breaks up. And now Kuzmiak will deal with Keith Lee with the bases loaded, and Lee all geared up on that first pitch. If you're looking to hit a grand slam here at Pheno Field, it is not an easy task with the fences as far back as they are here. Keith trying to stay within himself now, down 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that misses outside. Nice lunging stab by Tyler Balan, and it's 1-1. The Milford dugout is fully engaged. These Milford fans wanting to see a rally here in the 6th. Bases loaded, tying run at the plate. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it is taken high. And the count goes to 2-1. This is about the loudest the crowd has been all night long. James Kuzmiak about to throw his 80th pitch of the night, but it'll have to wait as timeout is called by the home plate umpire. High leverage pitches now for Kuzmiak after he has cruised at times in this game. Here's his 2-1, and Lee a swing and a miss. A little bit late on that cut. Looking a little frustrated after, like he might have missed his pitch. Trying to hang tough now with the count at 2-2. Sean McGee is the batter on deck. Here's the 2-2, and it's way outside for ball 3. And so things getting interesting here at Pheno Field. The base is full of Milford runners, and a full count to Keith Lee. A lot riding on this next pitch. Lee digs back in. Kuzmiak ready. Here is the payoff, and it's in the dirt for ball 4. It kicks away over towards the third base dugout. Just one run will come in here for Milford on the bases loaded walk. And a great job by Keith Lee after that wild hack on the first pitch, able to stay under control, take some pitches, and come back to work the bases loaded walk. He will grab his second RBI of the game as Cam Jarrett is forced in from third base, and Coach Pascarosa now back out of the dugout, and we will see a pitching change now for Franklin. Kuzmiak's day is done. And so we will take a quick break here on the broadcast for the pitching change. It is now a 6-3 score, and the tying runs are on the bases with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. Milford looking to keep this rally going. When we come back next, stay with the coverage here on Milford TV. The new pitcher on for Post 75 is Jake Silveria. He comes in from first base to take over on the mound. We saw Jacob Crisiello come in from the dugout. He was the designated hitter. He moved out to one of the outfield positions, so Franklin will lose their DH for the remainder of the night. We'll try to track where Crisiello ended up in the outfield. But in the meantime, Silveria issues ball 1 to Sean McGee, taking his first at bat in this game out of the number 9 spot. Two balls and 1 strike the count. Milford has not gotten a hit out of the number 9 spot yet. Here's a ground ball hit to third, could be 2. They get the out at second. The relay on to first is not in time. And in the back door from third base comes Noah Curley to score. And that cuts it to a 2-run game. It's now 6-4. And so McGee will get the RBI on the fielder's choice. And so Keith Lee retired at second. Curley comes around to score. Andrew Gaughan is now your lead runner at third base. So Milford has runners at the corners with 1 out. The tying run at first base, the go-ahead run at the plate. And one of Milford's hottest bats tonight, Nick Paharic, takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Nick is 2 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. He has singled, doubled, has been hit by a pitch, and has scored a run tonight. And makes hard contact here, but sends it foul out towards the parking lot. The count evens at 1-1. So Paharic now with 5 hits in this state tournament. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it is lofted foul. Racing over into foul territory is Jace Lyons, who moved over to first base amid the position swaps, and that hung up just long enough. It didn't look like it was initially going to stay in the air long enough, or it might sneak onto the dugout roof, but instead, Paharic is retired on the foul out. And that leaves the inning up to Scott Palayuka. Those runners remain at first and third base as Palayuka sends a foul over the backstop out of play. Scott has been hit by a pitch and has grounded out to first base and third base. Milford still with the tying runs on base. Milford had the bases loaded with nobody out in this inning. They've been able to scratch a couple of runs across, but looking for a big blow. As Palayuka takes that pitch low, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Palayuka batting .500 in the state tournament. Lofts a foul ball off the third base side. That will drift over the dugout and out of play, and now the count goes to 1-2. So Silveria entering a delicate situation here in this top of the 6th inning, trying to minimize the damage. Palayuka trying to hang in there with 2 strikes. The left-handed reliever to the set. Runner takes off from first as the pitch drops in for a called strike 3. Palayuka knew it. And so that will end things here in the 6th inning. Milford is able to grab a couple of runs, but they leave the tying runs on base. And we will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning with the score now Franklin 6 and Milford 4 in this winner's bracket final of the Massachusetts Legion Baseball State Tournament, live here on Milford TV. Into the bottom half of the 6th inning, Milford rallying for 2 runs in the top half of this inning to make it a 2-run ball game. Nick Paharic back out on the mound for a 2nd inning of relief, or a first full inning of relief, I should say. He came out to get the final outs last inning, and now a fly ball off the bat of Jetty towards the left field line. And Palayuka is able to make the catch for out number 1.
Number 6, Jack Marino.
So it was 2/3 of an inning of scoreless relief last inning for Paharic. Now gets out number 1 here in the 6th. Now facing Jack Marino, the Franklin 3rd baseman. And a 2-ball, no-strike count. Home plate umpire Tom Dioso getting a big hand in between innings, as it was announced by the public address announcer Joanne Iarusi that it is his final game as an umpire here. And we have seen Tom here at Pheno Field a number of times over the years, does a great job. So we certainly wish him well at the end of a great umpiring career. A 3-ball, 1-strike count now to Jack Marino. Swing and a miss on a good fastball from Paharic. Now the count runs full. Marino's been on base twice tonight, once on a walk, once on a hit by pitch. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's a line drive out to left field. On the move is Palayuka, and he will take care of that for out number 2. Looking ahead to the top half of the 7th inning, Milford will have Evan Cornelius, Dante Pavone, and Cam Jarrett expected. Looking to rally from what they hope will remain a 2-run deficit. Paharic looking to get the 3rd out of this 6th inning quickly. Deals strike 1 into the Franklin number 3 hitter, Chris Good. The ball down low brings the count to 1-1. Franklin doing all of their damage in that 2nd inning. All 6 runs scored, and 4 out of their 6 hits came in that 2nd inning. As this ball is sent in the air out to center field, this sends Curley racing back deep into center field, and he is able to run it down for out number 3. Chris Good gave that ball a ride, but to the deepest part of Pheno Field, and Noah Curley with speed able to run it down for the out that ends the inning. So Paharic able to keep the score as is. Milford will have one final chance to make a comeback. It is 6-4 Franklin. The 7th inning starts when we come back next here on Milford TV. Throughout the Milford High School athletics season, when the student section shows up in numbers for a sporting event, they call themselves the Jungle. It seems like the Jungle is formed here for this Milford Legion Baseball State Tournament game. A large group of students donned in Scarlet Hawks gear standing behind the first base dugout looking to cheer on a 7th inning rally. And Milford has their big bats coming to the plate in this top of the 7th inning. Evan Cornelius getting it started. And he is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Evan's bat was quiet through his first 2 at-bats. He broke through with an RBI single in his last plate appearance. And now finds himself ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. A walk would bring the tying run to the plate. Jake Silveria back on the mound for Franklin. Here's his 3-0 pitch, and it is on the inside corner for a borderline strike. Silveria wasting no time. Here is his 3-1 pitch. That is low for ball 4. Cornelius is on to start the 7th inning. And up comes Dante Pavone as the tying run. And what sweet redemption it would be for Dante Pavone to come through with a big hit here. Dante got the start on the mound in this game tonight and ran into a buzzsaw in that 2nd inning as he allowed all 6 of Franklin's runs. Did not make it out of that 2nd inning. And a chance to come through here, and he drives the pitch out to left field. This is deep, back towards the fence. It one-hops the left field fence. They will wave Evan Cornelius all the way around from first base. He will score without a throw as Pavone stands at second base with an RBI double that cuts it to a 6-5 game. So there it is for Pavone, first pitch swinging. He drives that ball out to left field. Did not miss a home run by very much. Instead, drives in a single run with a double. And this once 5-run Franklin lead is cut to 1. Milford has the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. And this Milford crowd now is in full throat. Cam Jarrett now at the plate. And he takes the first pitch high for ball 1. And all of a sudden, this atmosphere has gotten a little bit more intense for Jake Silveria. He has surrendered a run here. Now Jarrett with a fly ball foul over the backstop and out of play. Cam Jarrett's night so far, a hit by pitch, an inning-ending fielder's choice play, and an infield single in his last at-bat. That touched off that 2-run 6th inning rally. Here's the 1-1, and that's in for strike 2. Jarrett has 3 hits in this state tournament and sends a fly ball now out to right field. Underneath it, Franklin able to make the catch. Now the runner trying to take third, and Pavone slides in safely. A gutsy base running play there, and Pavone makes it happen. So Jarrett out on the fly out to right, but Pavone able to advance to third base, and the tying run ever so close now with less than 2 outs. And a fly ball off the bat of Noah Curley could tie this game. Noah singled and scored in his last at bat, 1 for 3 on the night. Swings at the first pitch a little bit late, and fouls it off the catcher's gear for strike 1. Curley with 4 hits over the 3 days of this tournament so far. Now takes a pitch down in the dirt and nicely blocked by Belan. Critical plays behind the plate coming up here for Belan with that runner at third base. Franklin able to score a run in this game on a wild pitch earlier tonight. And now this ball hit hard off the third base bag. It's out into left field. And Pavone crosses the plate with the tying run. Now here comes the runner down to second. Safely sliding into second base is Noah Curley. It is an RBI double that ties this game at 6. Milford digging deep in this 7th inning. An RBI double for Dante Pavone. Now an RBI double for Noah Curley as he sent that ball off the third base bag. And it is a tied ball game now. Milford 6 and Franklin 6. Milford now has the go-ahead run at second base. And it can't get lost in the shuffle that Milford is the away team in this game. So it is the go-ahead run, not the winning run, as we would see a bottom half of this inning for Franklin. And meanwhile now, Coach Pascarosa coming out of the dugout And there is no denying that this student section for Milford has injected some life into these late innings. We've seen the students provide an outstanding atmosphere in the gym for basketball games, out on the football field in the fall for Milford High School athletics, and doing it here during this critical Legion game. And meanwhile, we'll see a pitching change here on the Franklin side. So Silveria comes back out for a second inning of relief and is only able to get one out in this inning, allows a couple of runs to tie the game. And so we will take a pause to catch our breath here on the pitching change. We'll get you updated on everything you need to know when we come back next. You don't want to go anywhere now. Stay with us here on Milford TV. The new pitcher on for Post 75 is Jace Lyons. So Coach Pascarosa continuing to move around the same personnel on the field. Lyons, who had started out in left field, took over at first base when Silveria came on to pitch. Now takes over on the mound. Silveria returns to his original position at first base. Milford has the go-ahead run at second base. There's only one out in this inning, and Andrew Gaughan now is at the plate. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Late on the cut that time for Gaughan. The count evens at a ball and a strike. One ball, one strike, one out, and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Gaughan 1 for 3 on the night. He had a single last inning. Milford's bats have been at their best here in these critical late innings. Here's a 1-2, and this is outside. Milford with 2 hits in the 5th inning, 3 hits in the 6th, and now 2 more, both of them for extra bases so far here in the 7th. They want more as the 2-2 pitch misses just low. A tough pitch for Gaughan to take, but he holds up on the swing and ends up taking ball 3. Keith Lee waiting on deck. This crowd gets loud once again. The payoff pitch is in for strike 3. Gaughan couldn't pull the trigger. And so Lyons gets a critical strikeout for out number 2. That go-ahead run remains at second base. And so now here is Lee, who's played a key role in this game. He singled to drive in Milford's first run back in the 2nd inning. And then last inning, worked a bases-loaded walk to bring in another run. Swings at the first pitch here, pops it up foul, but that will make its way out of play. And the count starts off at 0-1 for Lee. Lee now has 2 hits in this state tournament. Runner takes off for third. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. More gutsy base running for Milford in this inning as Noah Curley steals third base. And so now the go-ahead run at third, but that pitch was a strike, so it's an 0-2 count on Lee. The next pitch from Lyons is fouled hard to the backstop. Lee a glance down to Coach DeVito in the third base coach's box before he climbs back in. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Milford's battled back to tie. And the 0-2 pitch misses low. That go-ahead run leading away off of third base. Jace Lyons back to the set, his 1-2, and it's outside for ball 2. Trying to get Keith Lee to chase here. A lean in for Lyons to get the sign. now to the set, and the 2-2 pitch popped up over towards first base, calling for it Silveria right around the first base bag. Keith Lee with a head of steam into that first base bag, but Silveria stands his ground. He makes the catch for the out that ends the inning. But Milford with an RBI double from Dante Pavone and then an RBI double for Noah Curley have battled back from a 5-run deficit to tie this game at 6. And now looking to hold things right where they are in hopes of forcing extra innings. A pulse-pounding bottom of the 7th inning on its way next. Stay with us on the coverage here on Milford TV. Milford now with 6 runs on 10 hits with 1 error. Franklin 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. In the last 3 innings, Milford has scored a run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 2 dramatic runs in the top half of the 7th inning to tie the game. Post 59 started off this game with a 1-0 lead and then quickly found themselves down 6-1. But they have battled back and now hoping to force extra innings. But first, Nick Paharic must deal with Tyler Belan, Jace Lyons, and Jacob Crisiello in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a quick 0-2 count on Belan. And that ball in there for a called strike 3. And Paharic wasting no time getting the strikeout. Nick now on for his 2nd full inning of relief. He came in with 1 out in the 5th inning and has been flawless so far. That is his first strikeout. And now deals strike 1 into Jace Lyons. Now 21 pitches for Paharic. And firing bullets in this 7th inning. Nothing into the count on Lyons, who threw some critical relief pitches of his own and lets that pitch go, a close one just off the outside part of the plate. And you have to tip your cap to Jace Lyons, who came in to the 7th inning with the go-ahead run in scoring position and 1 out, navigated his way out of trouble, and now sends a floater out to the right side, and Evan Cornelius able to make a backhanded catch. Both Cornelius and McGee going after that ball, but Cornelius with that lengthy frame able to haul it in for out number 2. And so now the batter is Jacob Crisiello. He swings at the first pitch, sends a 1-hopper over to short. And that one slung over to first base by Jarrett in time for out number 3. And it is a drama-free, lightning-quick 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. Paharic does his job, and we will see an 8th inning here at Pheno Field. Extra innings in this winner's bracket final. Milford will come to the plate when we return next on this live coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV. We should have expected no less than this level of baseball out of the 2 final unbeaten teams in this 2022 Massachusetts Legion State Tournament. Tied at 6 now into extra innings. We start the top of the 8th. Jace Lyons back out on the mound, and he spikes the first pitch in front of the plate for ball 1. As Sean McGee will start the inning off. Sean taking his 2nd at bat since coming into the game. He reached on a fielder's choice that drove in a run his first time up, now sends a bounding ball over to shortstop. DiPaolo makes the play and the throw to retire the leadoff batter. That's just the 2nd inning that Milford has failed to put their leadoff runner on base. They've had runners on all night. Their offense coming alive as this ball game has gone along, and we go back up to the top spot in the batting order in Nick Paharic, who's had a solid day at the plate, 2 for 3, and has been terrific in relief. And now sends a fly ball out to right center field. Center fielder taking charge? No, in the end it is the right fielder who makes the catch. And so 2 quick outs.
Now batting number 4, Scott Palayuka.
Jetty making that catch for the 2nd out of the inning, and now that leaves it up to Scott Palayuka. Scott reached base on a hit by pitch back in the 1st inning. Since then, a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. And now sends this pitch out to left field, and freezing at first was Crisiello. He can't get to it, and it goes to the fence, and will be 2 bases for Palayuka. Jacob Crisiello started this game as the DH, then went into the outfield after Kuzmiak left the game, the Franklin starter. Not sure if he didn't get a clean read off of that ball off the bat, but sort of froze on contact, then tried to go back frantically and could not make the catch. And so a gift double here for Palayuka. And once again, Milford is going to have the go-ahead run in scoring position. And they're going to call Lyons for a balk. And that will push Palayuka onto third base. And so Lyons, who has been solid and under control since coming into the game, despite inheriting a precarious situation last inning. But a balk here to put the go-ahead run at third base. Milford had the go-ahead run at third base with 2 outs last inning as well, could not drive him in. And Evan Cornelius unleashing on an elevated pitch from Lyons, couldn't make contact, and it's a no ball, 1 strike count. And Lyons now rearing back for some extra velocity and has Cornelius down in the count, 0-2. Evans reached base in his last 2 plate appearances and able to fight that pitch off foul, and that will drift out of the reach of the very vocal Milford student section. Still 0-2 on Cornelius. He has a run driven in this game. 3 RBI in this state tournament. Evan is Milford's RBI leader on the season. Another 0-2 pitch, and this one sky high, and a game-saving stab made by Tyler Beland behind the plate to keep that ball from going to the backstop and keeping Scott Palayuka at third base. It's now 1-2 on Cornelius. And now a swing and a miss for strike 3. Cornelius again going after a high pitch. He strikes out to end the inning, so Milford, for the 2nd straight frame, strands the go-ahead runner at third base. And we will play on to the bottom half of the 8th inning with the score remaining Milford 6 and Franklin 6. Nick Paharic returning to the mound for the bottom of the 8th inning next here on Milford TV. Over the first 2 innings of this game, Franklin hitting notched 6 runs on 5 hits. But since then, Milford pitching has rounded back into form, surrendering just 1 hit since the 2nd inning, and a total of just 3 base runners. Sean Ryan and Nick Paharic teaming up for stellar relief work for Milford. And Paharic now 27 pitches deep into his relief appearance, and an 0-2 count on Jake Silveria, and now a swing and a miss. Silveria down on 3 pitches. That's the 2nd strikeout for Nick Paharic since coming into the game. And now down to the number 8 spot, Ethan DiPaolo. He can't catch up to the Palayuka fastball. The momentum has been squarely in Milford's favor since the midway point of this game. Milford's had a couple of chances to push the go-ahead run across. They haven't been able to do it, and hoping to get another chance in a 9th inning. And DiPaolo trying to hold up on the swing there. He couldn't. And Keith Lee grabs that ball and applies the tag to complete the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Palayuka. Has struck out 3 of the last 5 batters he's faced. And now it is the number 9 hitter, Luke Sidwell. And a timeout as the home plate umpire looks over towards the third base dugout. Not liking whatever chatter was coming out of the Franklin dugout. And Sidwell now showing bunt here. Excellent bunt. Milford's going to have to eat it. We talked about that earlier in the game. Franklin has displayed outstanding bunting skills throughout this state tournament. And Sidwell out of the number 9 spot doing something to try to create a spark, and he does just that with the bunt single. And so there is Franklin's first hit since the 3rd inning. And just their 4th base runner since the 3rd inning. It puts the winning run at first base with 2 outs, and it gives Jacob Jetty a chance to come to the plate. And Jetty takes that pitch inside. Jetty is 2 for 4 tonight with a run batted in. And Keith Lee will now trot out to the pitcher's mound to keep on the same page with Palayuka. Back-to-back strikeouts to open this inning for Nick Palayuka, but then Sidwell with the bunt base hit to put the winning run aboard. And the top of the order bats now up for Franklin. And that pitch is going to go behind Jetty. It skims the back of his leg, and he will head down to first base. This is the first time Palayuka has had to pitch with runners on since coming into the game. And so that pushes the winning run into scoring position. The only runner that matters is Luke Sidwell. He stands at second base. Now Jack Marino at the plate, and Marino takes the first pitch strike. The 0-1, that drops in for a called strike 2. That fooled Marino. Palayuka up to 36 pitches, hoping this is the last one he has to throw in this bottom of the 8th inning. He's ahead of Marino 0-2. Here's the pitch, and it's well outside. Runner takes off for third, and Lee does not attempt to throw. That pitch tailed outside, almost worked as a pitch out. It got Lee out of his crouch, but did not want to risk the throw to third base. So now the winning run at third for post 75, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Marino. Here's the pitch. It's sent in the air out to left field, sinking quickly, and it is down for a base hit. The run crosses the plate, and it is a walk-off base hit for Jack Marino in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that is how quickly this ball game comes to an end. 2 fast outs in this 8th inning, and it is the bunt single that gets it started, then a hit by pitch, a stolen base, and game over on the walk-off base hit by Jack Marino, stunning this Milford crowd. A bloop base hit with Palayuka playing deep out in left field. He couldn't get there. And so Franklin wins this winner's bracket finale by a score of 7-6. And so just hearing the announcement from the PA announcer, there will be games at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock tomorrow. And so as the winner of the winner's bracket final, Franklin now guarantees themselves a spot in the state championship game. Milford now will face elimination tomorrow. They will play the early game, so Milford will play at 4 o'clock tomorrow. The other two teams remaining in this state tournament are Milford's fellow Zone 4 team Leominster, who was able to win earlier today in an elimination game against Rockland. Greenfield Post 81 also still in the tournament, surviving elimination for a second straight day, defeating Beverly earlier today. And so we will wait to see the official matchups tomorrow, as none of these teams have played each other so far. So we will see how they ultimately slot things in for the games tomorrow. So it is Milford, Franklin, Greenfield, and Leominster that play on to the final day of the tournament. And so we're just getting confirmation from the state tournament crew here at field level that Milford will match up with their Zone 4 rival Leominster tomorrow. Both teams facing elimination. It will be a Zone 4 matchup here at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as Milford takes on Leominster, as both teams look to survive on to the final day of tournament play. So what a matchup that will be. Two teams with all kinds of familiarity with one another. Milford will have to bounce back after a very tough loss here today, battling so hard to tie this game in the 7th. Two chances to win it late in this game, but it is Franklin who pulls themselves back after losing the lead, and they win this game in walk-off fashion by a final score of 7-6. So that wraps up a dramatic night of coverage here from Pheno Field tonight. We will be back with you tomorrow with first pitch between Milford and Leominster at 4 p.m. We hope you will join us then. Until next time, a big thank you to all of our Milford TV crew on hand for the game tonight, our director, Caitlin Mobilia, and our camera operator, Scott Crisafulli. And I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time, Franklin with a walk-off 7-6 victory over Milford. This has been a presentation of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.